some technical issues.
Uh-huh.
The link has not got participant, only panelist. So we are sending it to one by one. So
Okay.
mostly ACS we can start in another couple of minutes. By the time sir take up on, many members will join, and we have given the YouTube link also. Sorry for that, sir. Completely apologize.
No issues.
Respected members, sorry for apologizing that there were some technical issues today and the emails have not gone to the registered participant. On behalf of Hyderabad branch, I completely apologize. So for the inconvenience cost, if any of your friends is registered and not got the email, you can share the email and they can also join on the YouTube as well. That is the reason we have not started the seminar on time. We are just waiting for many members to send the emails. ACS, request you to kindly start the program. Kindly unmute. Request Sharan Garu and our speaker of the day, Kaushal Kumar sir. If they are ready, we will start the program.
Namaste.
Shall we start the program, sir?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. ACS, please start. Please unmute. ACS. Your voice is not audible.
Deepak, are you able to hear?
Yes, go ahead, ACS sir.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I welcome Chairman of Hyderabad branch, Deepak Ladda, and my colleague in management committee member, C.A. Sharan Kumar, Sikasa Vice Chairman, and today's speaker, C.A. Kaushal Kumar Agarwal, and all the participants. I request Chairman of the branch to give the overall view of the program today.
Thank you, ACS Reddy. At the outset, I welcome the speaker of the day, CS Kaushal Kumar Agarwal, committee in the management committee colleague, C.A. Sharan Kumar, you and all the registered delegates. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and agreeing to address the members of Hyderabad branch. Friends, I completely apologize for the delay in starting the program due to some technical glitch. The program could not start in time, and I think the emails to the registered participant has not gone. I completely apologize for that, and the other members who are not able to join by this time and could not join the link, we will refund the amount to them or completely apologize. So coming back to the today's topic, it was a discussion with around a week's 10 days before ago with CS Kaushal Kumar Agarwal, who is a renowned author and also runs his YouTube channel and has written many books on the GST. Today, when the discussion was happening with sir as to what topic we should come, the very hot topic and never ending is the replying to the different types of notices which our members have to address on behalf of their clients. So I requested sir, it's a ever ongoing topic. So request you to please address on this topic only so that members will get more benefited on and give one more insights and one more way of answering the notices, various types of notices that is being generated by the portal. So this is what sir has readily agreed it to, and I thank you, sir, on behalf of managing committee members and Hyderabad branch members for having you today virtually, and we would like to have you physically also in the days to come. So, and also in my opening remarks, I would also request you to urge about the two big events which we are all having in the month of December. One is the second and third international conference for students. It is after a gap of 5 years that Hyderabad branch is able to host the international conference for CA students. we request you to please motivate your articles and send them to the international conference, which will be a very live learning event as we are having students from abroad also attending this conference. And regarding the next week program, the next week subsequently on the same day, that is 9th on 10th, our SIRC regional conference, which is one of the highlight event of the year. This time the regional conference is happening at Hyderabad. So we request you to please register for this. It can be directly registered at SIRC website or by downloading the SIRC app. We request you to please register for this participant as all the leading speakers across the country are addressing on very much important topics. So thank you for the opportunity. Over to ACS Reddy.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. So as you said, it is the ongoing topic and it's a never-ending topic reply to the GST notice of the department. Now I will request CA Saran Kumar, you give the brief introduction of the today's speaker, CA Kaushal Kumar Agarwal.
Yeah, thank you, ACS Reddy, sir. Good evening, sir. CS Kaushal Kumar Agarwal is a GST consultant, trainer, speaker, and other having overall 20 plus years experience in the industry. He is actively engaged in handling GST matters, GST strategy formulation, GST implementation, GST audit, and GST advisor. As a speaker and trainer, he has been regularly invited from all over India by Chartered Accountants and Lawyers Association. His live seminar is being immensely liked and appreciated by everyone. He is also author of many GST books. He has also co-authored the book Sabka Vishwas, published by Taxman. For increasing and sharing knowledge with GST practitioners, he has launched a website called masterlearnings.com, where all about GST can be accessed freely, and YouTube channel Tax by KK. While our chairman was giving his opening remarks, I was just going into the YouTube and I was looking into the videos uploaded by Mr. KK. It was really great, sir. Almost having 35,000 plus subscribers. And I, in fact, watched in the short time one small video recently he made on why anyone should read the minutes of the GST Council. It was excellent, Mr. KK. And he invites each and every GST practitioners to learn real and in-depth GST with him. Sir, over to you. And we will certainly get some value addition, our entire people, with your great session. I also request everyone just visit his website or masterlearnings.com and subscribe if possible Tax by KK in the YouTube, having great in-depth analysis on the topic. Over to you, ACS Reddy.
Thank you, Saran Kumar. Now I'll request the CS Kaushal Kumar Agarwal take the session.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes.
Sir, 1 second, sir. Sorry to stop you. As we have started the session at 6:25, we will continue the session till 8:30, sir. You can have your 2 hours of complete learning so that members not get deprived of shortage of time due to some technical glitches. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much for inviting me. I thank you, CA Deepak Ladda ji, ACS Reddy ji, and other office bearers to inviting me to hear this virtual seminar of SIRC Hyderabad. And I am grateful to all of you that you are attending this seminar. I asked in the beginning to Deepak Ladda ji, can I speak in Hindi, because Hindi is I'm more comfortable in Hindi, but I will try to speak only in English, but कभी-कभी हिंदी निकल जाएगा. दूसरा मैं हम लोग का जो सेशन होता है पूरी तरह से इंटरेक्टिव होता है, तो जितने भी अटेंडेंट हैं मैं चाह रहा हूं कि वो बोलेंगे तभी मैं बोल पाऊंगा, so that I know that you are able to understand. So I hope, and totally interactive, I will be showing the actual notices, I will be showing the replies, I will be asking the questions, and I expect all of you to answer something, because I know that you must have handled GST notices. तो आप बोलिएगा जरूर, बोलेंगे तो मुझे लगेगा कि आप लोग साथ में हैं. Sir, attendees cannot talk. Okay. ऐसा है क्या? Is it possible, लाडा जी, कि attendees को कुछ बोलने का मौका मिले?
Sir, it is basically a webinar mode, sir. The attendees can raise their hand whenever it's notified, and we can allow them to talk. It's not a meeting mode. So they
Okay.
can type the message in the chat box about your queries. You can type your queries and they can type the reply. That way we can make it enhanced. And in case anyone wants to talk and raise your hand, we will tell them to allow them to talk and the members can talk whenever it required. Request office to kindly look into the hands that has been raised on a continuous basis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please do the needful.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Because दीपक लाड़ा जी totally interactive होगा, मैं सवाल करूंगा बहुत ज्यादा, तो ठीक है, एक बार करते हैं.
Basically, we allow. There is no option of allowing all to talk. I don't think so that option is available. And basically, there will be a lot of disturbance also. In that way, the others also get disturbed. So whenever any member want to talk, we'll raise the hand. We will allow them to talk.
Okay, no issues, no issues. So I'm sharing the screen. Handling GST notices. There is nothing in PPT. All are. This is my YouTube channel, Tax by KK. And when the session is over, I would like to rate me in Google Map. This is the website, masterlearnings.com. I'm saying it right now because after the completion of session, I will forget everything to tell you about this. This is another website, taxbykk.com. I will explain this. What is this all about? But first, I will show you one notice of audit. Just hold on. This is the audit notice which I received recently. And I want you to just give your opinion, what should be the reply. This is the notice. This is audit notice. What they are writing, request for submission of records or documents for conducting audit. Gentlemen, and till was there, handwritten, and please refer to this office letter on the above subject. In this regard, it is once again requested because they had issued one notice on 3rd February 2021, which the client says we haven't received it. In this regard, it is once again requested that the following documents for the period of last 5 years or from the period after the last audit undertaken by this department may be furnished immediately to the office, and they are asking for these documents. You are hereby directed to attend in person or through an authorized representative, and yours faithfully, Birinder Kumar, Superintendent, this business. What should be the reply? I want the answers. Short answers. क्या reply होना चाहिए इसका? क्या document लेके जाएंगे इसका? Yes or no? Please, आप लोग बोलेंगे. If you speak, it will be better because participants raised hand. Can they speak if possible? Hello.
हेलो.
Yes, अमित जी बोलिए.
फर्स्ट हम देखेंगे कि वो नोटिस वैलिड है या नहीं, टाइम
Okay.
है या नहीं है.
Okay.
उसके बाद हाँ.
Ravinder ji, can you tell me something?
Hi sir, we will write a formal letter
हाँ.
stating the what we are going to submit with the document which we have. After that, we will produce the records before them.
Okay. Now, if you see the notice, audit is taken under section 65, and the format of ADT 01 should be followed. And if you see here, they have not written ADT 01, correct?
Yes, sir.
So there is a technical default here. If you see again, there is no signature here. That is one of the mandatory requirement to sign the notice. Another mandating requirement is that 15 working days time should be given. So it is a reminder letter. I suppose they must have given it there. Again, the mandatory requirement is that they cannot write the last 5 years. They should write for which financial year you are required to audit. You are asking for the audit documents, correct?
Yes, sir.
If you see, just let me show you the form. These are the technical details which you are first required to see before you take the documents with you in the department. I will show you just ADT 01. This is the form. Notice for conducting audit. This is ADT 01 rules. These are the mandatory requirement. These are not the minor defect. This is the one paragraph which is missing. You are hereby directed to attend in person through an authorized this for the aforesaid financial years as required for audit. Now they cannot write for last 5 years, 10 years, this kind of thing they cannot write. Correct?
Correct, sir.
Now, what this client did, they went with on 27 July 2021. They took these documents with the department. Now, on 30th June 2022, they again issued a notice, CGST audit intimation for date for conducting audit. Now, what does this mean? क्या मतलब निकलता है इसका? ये डेट कब था? 27 जुलाई 2021. इसके बाद 30 जून 2022 को वो फिर से एक ऑडिट का नोटिस भेज रहे हैं और रेफरेंस दे रहे हैं 15 सितंबर 2020 का एक रिमाइंडर लेटर का. और इसमें भी देख लीजिए, यहां पर वो दे आर कोटिंग सेक्शन 65. नाउ प्लेस ऑफ ऑडिट इज नाउ रजिस्टर्ड एड्रेस. They have formed an audit team. Now this time, who has signed this? Assistant Commissioner. वो वाला कौन साइन किया था? पहला नोटिस किसने साइन किया था? क्या डेजिग्नेशन था?
Superintendent.
Now, can superintendent sign ADT 01 audit notice?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Does superintendent has the power to sign ADT 01 notice? Yes or no? No. I will let you know. Now, this is my website, masterlearning.com. Here, what I have done, let me tell you. In procedures, I click the procedure and there is one document called jurisdiction. If I click this, then you will find this all are jurisdiction documents by circular, notification, etc. If you see here, it is 45-page document. Just a minute, I will show you. Functional jurisdiction. ये रजिस्ट्रेशन का है, ये सर्कुलर है, सर्कुलर नंबर 3/3 2017 dated 5th July 2017. If you see here, Deputy or Assistant Commissioner of Central Tax, Rule 101, नजर आ रहा है आपको? This 100 sub rule 2. Who has the power to sign? Assistant Commissioner के पास पावर है. अब सुपरिटेंडेंट के पास चलते हैं तो इसमें देखिए रूल 100 नहीं है. Yes or no? कहिए. Please, just those who are allowed to talk, please talk. Can superintendent sign it? No.
No.
Now this document, this particular notice was signed by the superintendent.
In fact, it is not unsigned.
In fact, it is unsigned. In fact, it is unsigned. Correct. अब मुझे एक बात बताइए, can I raise this technical ground that this notice is not in required format, not as per section 65, not as per rule 100? Can I raise this ground before taking these documents to the officer? Yes or no? Then you
It will
should.
complicate our audit, sir.
It will complicate your audit.
Audit.
No, it won't complicate your audit. My experience says that it won't cooperate. It won't complicate the audit. क्योंकि हम लोग को लगता है कि ऑफिसर जो अच्छा, who makes the law? Parliament or the officer?
Parliament, sir.
Parliament. But the law suggested by the officer, the law written by the officer in the notice, we somehow agree to that. Correct or not?
Correct, sir.
और हम लोग को डर लगता है ये सब पॉइंट्स उठाने में. We are afraid to raise these issues in the notice. Correct? So what I am trying to say, don't be afraid. Take these documents. Before you take these documents to the officer, what officer wants from us, that we should comply with the law exactly in letter and in spirit. In the same way, we also want that officer to comply with the law in letter and in spirit. Correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Do we have the right to question the notices
Yes.
on technical grounds?
Yes.
Which section gives this right? Which section gives this right to question the notices on technical grounds? Section 160. I will just show you. 160 subsection 2. I have written in the here also in the PPT also. Let me show you. Here. Assessment, posting, etc. not to be invalid on certain grounds. Subsection 1, minor defect shall be ignored, but major defect, the notice can be quashed. Now, if you read this, so I have rephrased this paragraph. The service of any notice shall not be called in question if the notice has already been acted upon. It means what? The officer has asked for certain documents, and without questioning that notice itself, that it was not in that ADT 01, the proper process was not followed, it was not signed, superintendent was not required to be signed. If you don't raise this point at initial level, then you cannot raise this point at high court level or tribunal. Correct? The service of any notice shall not be called in question if the notice has already been acted upon, or where such service has not been called in question in earlier proceedings. So 160 gives you right to question the notice. I hope you understand. Hello. अब मुझे एक बात बताइए, नोटिस को आपको क्वेश्चन करना चाहिए या नहीं करनी है? Should you question the notice?
Yes.
Now let me tell you. हम लोग ये सब क्वेश्चन करेंगे, अभी मैं आपको दिखलाता हूँ. ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग, दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग नोटिस. नाउ on 4th June and 5th June, when was this notice served? 30th June 2022. And when they are conducting the notice before this 30th June, that is on 4th June and 5th June. Maybe they have wrongly written this date, but still they came and conducted the audit at the place of business, at the registered place. Now on 28th September 2022, they raised these many grounds. Now what is this GST audit memo? क्या है ये? क्या है ये GST audit memo? Is this conclusion of audit, or this is simply a draft audit report? क्या है ये? दिखलाता हूँ मैं. एक बार सेक्शन 65 आपके साथ पढ़ते हैं. Section 65, audit by tax authorities. The commissioner or any officer authorized by him. Now, who is the officer authorized by him? Abhi functional jurisdiction, just we saw that not below the rank of ACDC. By way of general or specific order, may undertake audit of any registered person for such period at such frequency and in such manner as may be prescribed. The officers referred to in subsection 1 may conduct audit at the place of business of the registered person or in their office. The registered person shall be informed by way of notice not less than 15 working days prior to the conduct of audit in such manner as may be prescribed. Whether I have seen many audit notice where they are giving time of only 15 days. Then again, you can question that notice on technical ground that the time required was how much? 15 working days prior to the conduct of audit in such manner as may be prescribed. The audit under subsection 1 shall be completed within a period of 3 months from the date of commencement of audit, and extension can be taken. Further extension can be taken by 6 months. And if you see when we'll treat that the audit has commenced, the commencement of audit shall mean the date on which records and other documents called for by the tax authorities are made available by the registered person or the actual institution of audit at the place of business, whichever is later. The actual institution of audit was 4th June. during the course on conclusion of audit. Now this line is very important. On conclusion of audit, final audit report, the proper officer, that is deputy or assistant commissioner of central tax, shall within 30 days inform the registered person whose records are audited about the finding, his rights and obligations and the reasons for such finding. And this conclusion report will be given in ADT 02. But before issuing ADT 02, draft audit report shall be shared and reasonable opportunity of being heard shall be given. Correct? If you do not agree with this audit points raised in audit, then they can do 73 or 74, demand and recovery. Now mujhe come again in here. They raised so many points. Now this is what? This is not ADT 02. Therefore, this is what? Draft audit report. Now they raised so many points. But the last point is very interesting. Fifth point. GST amounting to this on wrong value shown in exempted supply in 3B and 9 in financial year 17 and 9, 17-18 and 19-20. Accordingly, matlab what happened that कि GSTR 1 में exempt supply 100 show किया, GSTR 9 में they show it 120. So they have increased the exempt supply by suppose rupees 20. Then that difference of rupees 20, which is an exempt supply, that demanding tax on that. Accordingly, the taxpayer is liable to pay the GST on differential value of exempt supply in both financial year. And what the value of exempt supply in 3B, value of exempt supply in GST 9, differential amount, applicable CGST, applicable SGST, total is this. It appears that the taxpayer has shown more value of exempt supply with intent to suppress the value of taxable supply in their GSTR 3B returns. Now, who has signed this? Sanjay Kumar, superintendent. But the technical ground, is he authorized to sign? Superintendent is authorized to sign.
No.
No? I will show you.
He can, sir.
No, he cannot. मैंने अभी आपको दिखलाया, ये देखिए, सुपरिटेंडेंट में 100 रूल 100 नहीं है, देखिए, नहीं है ना?
सर एक बार 100 रूल बता दीजिए.
मैं दिखला रहा हूँ, ये देखिए, कहाँ है?
नहीं, रूल 100 क्या है?
अभी दिखला रहा हूँ. रूल 100 है या 101 है? ये रूल 101 है, सॉरी, रूल 101 है. अब रूल 101 फंक्शनल जुरिडिक्शन में देखिए क्या है. डेप्यूटी और असिस्टेंट कमिश्नर ऑफ सेंट्रल टैक्स, रूल 101 का 2, 3, 4, 5 इस किसको ये पावर दिया गया है? डेप्यूटी और असिस्टेंट कमिश्नर को. दिस पावर ऑफ रूल 101 इज नॉट गिवन टू सुपरिटेंडेंट. 5699, correct? Therefore, superintendent cannot sign ADT 01. Superintendent cannot sign ADT 02 also. Now I will show you. Rule 101, 2, 3, 4, 5. All this power are with whom? Assistant Commissioner or Deputy Commissioner. Look, where it is decided to undertake the audit of a registered person in accordance with the provisions of 65. The proper officer, who is the proper officer? Deputy or Assistant Commissioner. Superintendent cannot sign. Shall issue a notice in ADT 01 in accordance with the provisions of this. Area of audit they have written. Now come to fifth. On conclusion of audit, the proper officer, who is that proper officer? Deputy or Assistant Commissioner, shall inform the finding of audit to the registered person in accordance with the provisions of this in ADT 02. किसने साइन किया बताइए? Superintendent ने. I hope you are agreeing to it. The Assistant Commissioner should sign it.
Yes.
आप लोग के पास नोटिस आए होंगे ADT 01 के, ADT 02 के. किसी और को बात करनी है तो दे कैन रेज हैंड प्लीज. नोटिस आए हैं? यस, अबिदा मारूफ जी, प्लीज शेयर अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर कीजिए. मेरे पास तो नोटिस पूरे इंडिया से आते हैं.
Sir, but in most cases, superintendents are issuing notices, sir.
Now, who makes the law? Parliament. But who is making the law? actually officers, and sad part is that we are agreeing to it. We are not erasing this issue because we feel, we are afraid that the audit will get complicated. He will raise unnecessary amount, correct?
Sir.
So what my humble suggestion is, don't be afraid of getting the audit complicated. If the client is honest, then you should raise this point, raise this issue. Now I will show you one thing. After this, what did the client did? Client replied everything on same date, on 13th October 22, and he replied. ये reply मैंने नहीं बनाया है. This reply is not made by me. They replied each and everything except the 5th point. Now on the same day, 13th October 2022, this, when the reply was submitted for this, 18th September GST audit, they submitted the reply on 13th October. On the same day, 13th October, they issue a revised GST audit memo. Revised GST audit memo. Is he authorized to issue revised GST audit memo? प्लीज बताइए, किसी को भी बात करना तो बताइएगा, मैं अलाउ करूंगा. अलाउ कर सकता है वो. और उसने देखिए, हाँ जी, यस, टेल मी. Now what they did, they ignored our submission and they issued the revised GST audit memo. And what they did, they made, ये वाला जो टैक्स था 1920 में, वो 5000 समथिंग था, इसको 53,10,606 कर दिया गया. रिवाइज जीएसटी ऑडिट मेमो. ओरिजिनल में कितना था?
53,000.
ओरिजिनल में 5881 फॉर 1920. 1920 5881. But in revised GST audit memo, how much is the tax? 53 lakh. Now, audit got complicated. And this, जिसके पास ये notice था, he did not raise any of these points, technical issue, but still the audit got complicated. Correct है? क्या कहेंगे अब? Now, my experience is that you should raise these points. Otherwise, at the higher authority, you will not get the relief. You cannot claim the relief that the signature is not there, superintendent has signed, assistant commissioner was supposed to sign. This kind of relief you will not get. Now, tell me, yes, tell me.
ADT 02 पे तो अगर सुपरिटेंडेंट के साइन है वो तो क्वेश्चन कर सकते हैं ना?
हाँ करे ना.
फिर वो इसके लिए वो वैलिड नहीं होगी ना फिर.
बिल्कुल नहीं होगा, पूरा ऑडिट क्रैश हो जाएगा.
हाँ,
पूरा ऑडिट क्रैश हो जाएगा. तो देखिए, व्हाट माय एक्सपीरियंस इज दैट ऑल ओवर इंडिया मैक्सिमम चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स और लॉयर्स फाइट देयर केस ऑन मेरिट बेसिस कि ये रिकंसिलिएशन लेके चले जाते हैं. दे टेक द इनवॉइसेस, दे टेक द बिल ऑफ सप्लाई, दे शो एवरीथिंग. करेक्ट?
करेक्ट.
सोनिका जी, टेल मी, क्या कहना चाह रही हैं आप? सोनिका जी, यू रेज्ड हैंड, यू वांट टू स्पीक? ओके. नाउ व्हाट my experience is that you should raise the merits, but also raise the technical issues. If you don't raise it here,
excuse me.
Yes, Sonika ji, please tell me.
हाँ सर, ऑडिट मेमो पे सुपरिटेंडेंट के साइन हो सकते हैं क्या?
नहीं हो सकते. अभी हमने आपको दिखलाया, असिस्टेंट कमिश्नर ही साइन करेगा. ये देखिए, ये सेंटर का जुरिडिक्शन.
इवन ऑन ड्राफ्ट ऑडिट रिपोर्ट.
Yeah. Draft audit is not a legal form as per the GST law. Maybe superintendent can sign. Maybe.
Right.
क्या ऑडिट मेमो इश्यू हो सकता है क्या सर?
ऑडिट मेमो, ड्राफ्ट ऑडिट मेमो।
हाँ, इशू कर सकते हैं क्या ऐसा?
हाँ, कर सकता है, लेकिन ऐसा कोई लॉ है नहीं। राजेंद्र महेश्वरी।
Audit memo
हम्म,
and draft audit is one and the same thing, right?
ऑडिट मेमो एंड ड्राफ्ट ऑडिट मेमो, नहीं, देखिए मैं आपको कुछ वो लॉ दिखाता हूँ। ऑडिट,
मेमो का मतलब क्या है एक्चुअली?
ऑडिट ऑब्जर्वेशन है बेसिकली, मेमो इज ऑडिट ऑब्जर्वेशन। नाउ लुक एट दिस रूल 101 सेक्शन, देखते हैं क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ बीइंग हर्ड देनी चाहिए बिफोर गोइंग फॉर 73 and 74. Should opportunity of being heard should be given.
Yes.
Yes.
How we will give the opportunity of being heard?
Intimation.
Through draft audit?
Intimation.
No. Oh. Through draft audit report he can give the opportunity of being heard?
Yes.
If he has already issued ADT 02, then the audit got concluded?
Yes.
Therefore, draft audit report can be issued, but it is not a law per se written here. But the officers, some officers,
Resort to
in
this.
parts of states, they do issue draft audit report. Correct? Now, if you have not issued draft audit report, you have directly issued ADT 02, then you can question him that I was not given an opportunity of being heard to question these issues, which is mentioned in ADT 02. Correct?
Correct.
Yes, sir.
I will show you one judgment, but I will not read it. You can go here in masterlearning.com. And what we have done in judgments, you can click High Court and Supreme Court judgments. I have arranged these judgments in chapter wise. You will see here GST audit in 15. You click this. And this is the judgment. Seaman Crafts India Limited versus Commissioner of Income Tax. W2PC number this. Odisha. Commissioner of Income Tax नहीं होना चाहिए, इसने गलत लिख दिया है। ये होगा GST ऑफिसर। तो ये मैं अभी आपको जजमेंट ये समझाऊंगा, थोड़ी देर में समझाऊंगा, लेकिन आप समझिए इस चीज को। The question which I am asking, can he issue second revised GST audit notice? Can he issue revised GST audit notice?
फर्स्ट वाली कंक्लूड हुए मगर सेकंड कैसा नोटिस इशू होगी?
अब देखिए ऑडिट उसको कितने महीने में कंप्लीट करनी है?
3 months.
3 months. When this audit commenced? ये ऑडिट कब कमेंस हुआ?
जुलाई
4 जून को हुआ।
जुलाई
मान लीजिए जुलाई में हुआ, तो जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर एंड तक he should have issued ADT 02.
Yes.
Right.
Correct. Now what he is doing, he is delaying it. तो अगर उसने सितंबर के बाद ADT 02 इशू कर रहा है तो ऐसे ही क्वैश हो जाएगा। If he is issuing the ADT 02 after the time specified in section 65, that is of 3 months, तो ऐसे ही क्वैश हो जाएगा। करेक्ट है?
टाइम बार।
Correct.
टाइम बार हो गया। Now if it is time bar, the audit notice is quashed. Can he again restart the audit? Does he power? Okay. You have told me these are the technical issues. Now I will correct it. I will again issue ADT 01. Assistant Commissioner will sign and it will be in that format. Everything will be same. Can you do that?
लॉजिकली तो नहीं।
Why?
एसएससी के पास तो कॉपी होगी, ओरिजिनल इशू करे तो।
हाँ।
So how can he issue 2 times the same copy?
Okay, ठीक है। राजेंद्र महेश्वरी जी कुछ he wants to say something. Please tell me. Rajendra ji, you raise your hand. Okay, no issues.
Once notice is time barred, then how he can raise again?
He will issue a fresh notice.
Hello.
Yes.
Should not be allowed.
No, he can. He has the full power. He will issue the fresh notice. Ajay, tell me one thing. In income tax, does the tribunal remand the case back to the officer? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Fresh start करता है ना वो?
Yes.
GST में भी होगा. But you can raise the point. I was already harassed one time. Again, you are issuing the fresh notice. This is total harassment, and you can fight the case on this ground, not on other grounds. Anyone?
रिवाइज क्यों बोलेंगे सर?
क्या चीज?
आप अगर ADT 02 इश्यू नहीं हुआ है तो फिर वो रिवाइज कैसे बोलेंगे?
ये लिख रहा है रिवाइज ना, वो बोल रहा है हम ड्राफ्ट GST ऑडिट मेमो को रिवाइज कर रहे हैं, और वो भी ड्राफ्ट GST ऑडिट नोटिस कब रिवाइज कर रहा है? टाइम बार होने के बाद. चलिए, अब मैं आपको कुछ और दिखाता हूं. अब देखिए इसने किस फिफ्थ पॉइंट पे हम लोग का पूरा डिस्कशन है. अब ये केस मेरे पास क्यों आया? क्योंकि अभी तक दैट जेंटलमैन वाज रिप्लाइंग इट. रविंदर जी कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं? Ravinder ji, please raise hand if you want to speak. Ravinder ji, do you want to speak?
Sir, but the audit can be. Sir, yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, tell me.
Sir, the audit can be further extended for 3 more months, sir.
Yes, by commissioner can extend further for 6 months. It means that assistant commissioner has to explain the reasons for extension.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
तो इतना आसान नहीं है ना एक्सटेंशन लेना. एक्सप्लेन तो करना पड़ेगा ना उसको. ऑफिसर को भी तो अपना प्रमोशन देखना है.
Yes, sir.
है ना?
Yes, sir.
Is it easy to convince a boss?
No, sir.
Now just read this point. Now why this case came to me? Because the case got complicated and the amount of 53,57,000 was raised as a tax. इसके ऊपर इंटरेस्ट, उसके ऊपर पेनल्टी, तो करीब 1.2 करोड़ का डिमांड है. अब देखिए इसका क्या रिप्लाई किया. मैं अभी एक्चुअल रिप्लाई जो मैंने बनाया है आज ही बना के दिया, मैं दिखाऊंगा आपको. Now GST amounting to this on differential taxable supply value shown in 1 and 3B for financial year 17-18, 19-20. During the course of audit, it has been observed from the perusal of 3B9 for the financial year 17-18. So in 17-18, which document they are examining? 3B and 9, that the taxpayer has shown less value of exempt supply in GST 9 in comparison with the exempt value shown in 3B in financial year 17-18. तो अब यहाँ क्या लिख रहा है? वैल्यू ऑफ एग्जाम सप्लाई इन 3B, वैल्यू ऑफ एग्जाम सप्लाई इन 9, डिफरेंशियल अमाउंट, एप्लीकेबल CGST and applicable SGST. Further, it has also been observed from the perusal of 3B and 1 in 1920. In 1920 में वो क्या एग्जामिन कर रहा है? कौन सा डॉक्यूमेंट? दे आर एग्जामिनिंग GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. The taxpayer has shown less value of taxable supply. यहां पर क्या कह रहा है? 17-18 में लेस वैल्यू ऑफ एग्जाम सप्लाई. यहां क्या कर रहा है? लेस वैल्यू ऑफ टैक्सेबल सप्लाई इन 3B in comparison with 1. However, the taxpayer has submitted that difference of taxable turnover higher in 1 is due to exempted or nil rated turnover rectified in GST 9. Now, what is the actual issue? Just hold on. I will tell you. इसमें किसी को कुछ कहना है तो कहिए. विनोद बजाज, चल. हेलो. समवन, किसी को भी कोई अपना ओपिनियन जो GST ऑडिट का नोटिस का हैंडल कर चुका है. If someone want to speak, I will be I want to know the experience of Hyderabad. Hyderabad में क्या होता है? कोई बताएगा?
Sir,
हाँ.
we have received ADT 01
For
for financial year 17-18 to 19-20. Hello.
Yes, tell me.
But actually the business started in July 18 only, July 2018.
एक मिनट please. हाँ.
Actually
You have
business
received
start
ADT 01.
Yeah.
Then
17, 18, 19, 20 के लिए आया था.
हाँ.
लेकिन हमारा बिजनेस चालू हुआ जुलाई 2018.
Okay.
तो अब वो कह रहा है ठीक है आप 19-20 नहीं 20-21 का लाके दे दीजिए क्योंकि 3 इयर्स का ऑडिट हमारे को कंपलसरी करना रहता बोल के.
ठीक है.
तो कैन वी सेम नोटिस पे हम 20-21 का डिटेल भी दे सकते हैं क्या?
नहीं, बोलिए, उसको राइटिंग में देंगे.
अच्छा, अगेन डिन नंबर जनरेट करके फिर
हाँ,
उनसे
राइटिंग में देंगे. कोई भी चीज विदाउट राइटिंग वर्बली मत, मतलब वर्बली तो बिल्कुल मत दीजिएगा, सब कुछ राइटिंग में, नहीं तो आप फाइट नहीं कर पाएंगे.
तो ये पीरियड कुछ 3 इयर्स का फिक्स रहता है सर या उसको
नहीं,
5
नहीं,
साल
कोई-
या 4 साल
आप-
कुछ भी कर सकते हैं वो लोग?
हाँ, 5 साल कर सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
ओके, ठीक
कर
है सर.
सकते.
राइट.
ठीक. अब मैं आपसे पूछना चाह रहा था, हुआ क्या था इस केस में, मैं वो आपको बता रहा हूँ. इसने क्या किया, टैक्स इनवॉइस रेज किया. ही रेज टैक्स इनवॉइस and he sold 2 items, 0% and 12%, both. Suppose this is 1000, this is 1000, and tax will be 120. So what is the invoice value? 2120, correct?
Correct.
Now this is B2B supply. Now when he will enter this data in GST portal, what he will write? GST number, and in 0% he will write what? 1000, and in 12% he will write how much? 1000 plus tax of 120, correct?
Correct.
Now how much data will be auto populated in 3B
2000.
in taxable supply? 2000.
Yes.
Then you will edit it and you will make it how much?
1000 and
1000, and 1000 you will show in exempt supply, correct?
Right. Yes.
Now first thing first, whether he can raise this kind of tax invoice, whether this tax invoice is correct or not. Please बताइए.
Depend on the item. Depends on the item, na?
No. This tax invoice is wrong. For 0% you have to raise bill of supply. You cannot club in tax invoice 0% item. Hello, I hope you know this law. Only in case of B2C transaction, there is a concept of tax invoice come bill of supply. But in B2B transaction, this has to be shown separately and you have to raise B2B bill of supply. I hope you know this law.
Yes.
नहीं आता तो if you don't know, then see the law. Section rule 46 के आगे और section 31 के आसपास आपको मिलेगा. ठीक. अब जिसके कारण ये सारा इशू आ रहा, अब ना ऑफिसर, you know how the officers are. Officers wanted some gift, not given, therefore he raised this amount to this. How much? This 53 something, or maybe for some other reason, maybe he did not understand it, we don't know. So difference of taxable turnover is due to exempt or nil rated turnover rectified in GST earning, but they have not submitted any ledger of such differences in exempt supply, which could determine the actual value of exempt supply. The details are as under. ये वो लिख रहा है. However, ample of time has already been given to the taxpayer to provide the relevant documents since audit was conducted. But till date, no document in respect of difference between exempted supply in 1 and 3B have been submitted except some sample bills / invoices. Thus, it can be presumed that the taxpayer has not been possession of such document. They have intentionally suppressed the taxable value by showing them as exempted supply. Now, I hope you are able to understand the allegations. ये कह रहा है you have deliberately suppressed the taxable value and shown this as an exempt supply. And which section is pushing? Section 74, signed by Sanjay Kumar, Superintendent. This is the whole case. Now, what should be the reply? बताइए, कुछ भी बोलिए, मतलब आप बोलेंगे तो आपको मुझे अच्छा लगेगा, मुझे लगेगा कि आप लोग मेरी बात सुन रहे हैं, एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेशन है। देखिए, मैं जो पॉइंट्स which I have raised, let me tell you. 4 participants raised. Surikala, you want to speak? Acha, ruko. Ankita Jain. Yes, Ankita ji, please tell me.
I think we should submit once again some bills and the sample bills which we mixed with bill of supply and that tax-free invoices. Like, so once again, we should explain and we should talk to assisting officer. This is our matter actually. Firstly, we will have to make them.
Your voice is not fully audible. Please come again.
Yeah, actually, firstly, we should make our assisting officer to understand what is actually our transactions are. And we should submit some of our invoices so that he can understand our situations. And then whatever the proofs and whatever our books of accounts. So if they already asked our books of account, then we can prove in front of him only. Our
Point taken. Now, notice how to see the notices. Notices are to be seen at 3 levels. First is technical. Who should sign, proper format, 3-month completion, these kinds are the technical issues. If these technical issues are not complied with, can tribunal or commissioner appeal, quash the whole proceedings? Yes or no? Yes. Second is law, like 2A versus 3B mismatch. There you say that I am not required to match this for the financial year 17, 18, 18, 19, etc. This is law. And third is merit. तो मैं ये कह रहा हूं, हर कोई merit जानता है. Everyone knows merit. Let us come with books of accounts. Let us show him some bill. Let us show him some reconciliation. Correct? So ये तो सबको पता है, लेकिन technical और law, we need to understand what is technical and what is law. On what grounds? On technical grounds and on the basis of law, how can the notice be, the reply to notice can be drafted? I'm showing that reply. Please. देखिए, हमने क्या किया है, जिसने साइन किया उसी को एड्रेस करेंगे. दूसरी बात, जैसे आया है वैसे ही जाएगा. क्या मतलब हुआ?
Garbage out.
If the service is noticed by through speed post, reply will also be through speed post. Maximum person will go by hand. Don't do that. If the notice has come through speed post, reply it by speed post. And if you want to give through by hand, also give by hand, but don't ignore this. If the notice has come through email, go by through email only. If notice has come on the portal, reply in the portal itself. Don't, ये इसको हमेशा फॉलो कीजिए. देखिए, reply to GST audit memo, this reply to GST audit memo dated is, दो GST audit memo दोनों का reply हम लोग कर रहे हैं. अब हमने पहला किया, that I had received an intimation for conducting audit. This is remainder signed by Superintendent this Virender Kumar, carrying a handwritten DIN. In this said notice, department wished to carry out an audit for the last 5 years. The said notice is not in the prescribed format and do not follow the due procedure as prescribed in law and in rules. The said notice is completely defective. Read with section 65 and rule 101 of CGST rules. Correct hai? One thing I must tell you, never educate the officer. ऑफिसर को एक एक गलती मत बताते रहिए कि सर इसमें ये गलती है, इसमें ये गलती है, इसमें पूरा सेक्शन, write down a whole section. In spite of the fact that the notice do not comply to any of the provisions of GST law, we had submitted the specified documents to your good office with a reply dated this. The audit was duly commenced on submission of documents on 27 July 2021, but after that we did not receive any communication from the said officer, and as per GST law, audit proceeding duly commenced. सही लिखा हमने? Hello. We submitted the document on 27 July and as per section 65 on submission of document or place of जहां पर ऑडिट होना है वो whichever is later, तो ये वाला हो गया 27 July. To our utter surprise, we received second audit notice, CGST audit intimation of date for conducting audit. I wanted to write here fresh, but I could not write fresh because they have made a reference to earlier notice. Therefore, this is second audit notice. Handwritten, signed by Assistant Commissioner. The reason for issuance of this audit notice after gap of 11 months is that we have submitted partial documents. Why our reply dated this? A partial document, if I have submitted partial document, we have not received any communication. We did not receive any notice or communication for submission of any more documents, records for the audit proceeding which commenced on 27 July 2021. Further, in the said notice, name of the officer is not mentioned, which is one of the mandatory requirements as per prescribed format. It contains only signature, designation, and a signature. Also, neither the notice dated this nor this notice dated this has mentioned for which particular financial year audit is being conducted, which is again mandatory requirement of prescribed form. However, audit notice dated this required us to produce document for the period of last 5 years. It can be said that the learned officer wished to conduct audit for the financial year this till this. Why I have written this? क्यों लिखा है हमने? Anyone? उसने फाइनेंशियल ईयर लास्ट 5 इयर्स लिखा, हमने फाइनेंशियल ईयर खुद ब खुद लिख दिया. ये 5 फाइनेंशियल ईयर क्यों लिखा? वो इसलिए लिखा क्योंकि हम ये नहीं चाहते कि अब जैसे इसका रिप्लाई आया फिर बोला सर 21-22 का तो ऑडिट हुआ नहीं है, लेट अस सेंड अनदर ऑडिट नोटिस फॉर 21-21, लेट अस हरास द क्लाइंट अगेन. So what we are trying to say, we have what you have completed the audit of 21-22 also, because you are asking the documents for how many years?
Last 5 years.
We would also like to bring to your kind notice that the learned officer signing the notice dated this, Virinder Kumar, and the learned officer signing the notice dated this, Assistant Commissioner, are different both in name and designation. Why I have written this? क्यों लिखा है? पहला नोटिस वीरेंद्र कुमार जी साइन कर रहे हैं जो सुपरिटेंडेंट है. Next notice, which is giving reference to the earlier notice, is signed by the Assistant Commissioner, but no name is being given. Why we are writing this?
वो सेकंड नोटिस को वैलिडेट करना चाह रहे हैं.
कैसे वैलिडेट हो? सेकंड नोटिस को वैलिडेट तो करना चाह रहे हैं, वो समझ में आ गया, लेकिन साइन कौन करेगा?
एसी
असिस्टेंट कमिश्नर. लेकिन नाम चेंज हो गया ना, नाम तो चेंज हो गया. यहाँ क्या लिखा हुआ है? Where it is decided to undertake, someone has raised hand. Please speak. किसी को बोलना हो तो प्लीज बोलना शुरू कर दे, है ना? चलिए. Where it is decided to undertake the audit of a registered person in accordance with the provisions of section 3, the proper officer. Which proper officer? The proper officer who has issued ADT 01, that the proper officer will sign ADT 02, the proper officer. Have you seen section 73? 73, where it appears to the proper officer. Who is the proper? He is not a proper officer or any proper officer. He is the proper officer. The proper officer का मतलब हुआ कि जिसने गलती पकड़ी है, जिसने इंक्वायरी पहली बार इनिशिएट की है वही कंक्लूड भी करेगा।
दोनों सेम होने चाहिए।
दोनों सेम होने चाहिए।
So, sir, in between, if the officer is transferred or something,
That is the
is happened.
exception. Then it is okay. Then designation तो change नहीं होना चाहिए ना. If Mr. A is superintendent, he has initiated something, or if Mr. A is assistant commissioner, he has initiated something, then that same Mr. A, the same assistant commissioner will complete everything. He will issue till DRC 07. He will sign that DRC 07. But if Mr. A is transferred and Mr. B comes into his place, then Mr. B can do it. But again, designation cannot change. In the whole GST law, you will find the proper officer, very few in section 3, 4, 5, 6. If you see a proper officer, they have written, but not otherwise. So this is the reason we highlighted this point. Because if I don't highlight it here, at the higher authority, I cannot question it. Correct? 160, section 160, subsection 2 give us right to highlight this technical points. But हम लोग की जो ट्रेनिंग हुई है, that's not the mistake of everyone. हम लोग की जो ट्रेनिंग हुई है वो मेरिट बेस्ड हुई है, तो वो शायद उसको हम लोग को अडॉप्ट करना पड़ेगा, सीखना होगा जो टेक्निकल ग्राउंड में कैसे रेस करते हैं। उसके लिए कैसे सीखेंगे? आपको लॉ बहुत 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 अच्छी तरह से पढ़ना होगा, then only it is possible. आगे now look, what is the objective of this reply? To quash the GST audit notice or to get it concluded?
To quash.
No, quash करूंगा तो वो फिर से मुझे ऑडिट नोटिस भेज सकता है,
तो फिर कंक्लूड करना पड़ेगा।
हाँ, मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव है कंक्लूड करवाना। अब पढ़ते हैं। The learned officer selected for this audit were this. The audit was conducted for 2 days on this date at taxpayer's place of business. Now this is very important. God-fearing and 100% tax compliant 100% tax compliant taxpayer. Why we are writing God-fearing? क्योंकि इस ऑफिसर ने धमकी दे दी थी, तो क्या लिखना पड़ेगा? Fully cooperated with the learned audit officers and all records, documents, stock register, sales register, purchase register with physical verification stocks and other things as required for these 2 days were duly provided for of last 5 years from this to this. It is worth mentioning here that the date of commencement of audits in this instant case is 4 June 2022. That we received GST audit memo dated this after a gap of 3 months. I highlighted because ADT 02 3 महीने के अंदर complete होना चाहिए. Titled GST audit memo request for this, signed by this, raising following 5 issue after conducting audit for this financial years. ये issues थे, और अब देखिए ये 5 issue. 5th issue जो most important था. During the course of audit for financial year 17 April 20, it has been observed from the perusal of 3B and 9. The taxpayer has shown less value of exempt supply in 9 in comparison with the exempted value shown in 3B in financial year 17-18 and 19-20. Accordingly, the taxpayer is liable to pay GST on differential value of exempt supply in both financial year. किस पे टैक्स लगा रहा है वो?
Exempt supply पे.
Differential value of exempt supply पे टैक्स लगा रहा है. Can you imagine in the wildest dream कि exempt supply he will make exempt supply taxable? And he is given this table reply that the allegations by the learned officer that we have separate taxable supply is unfounded and the allegation is made on the basis of presumption and assumptions. In the instant draft audit memo, learned officer, it appears that the taxpayer has shown more value of exempt supply with intent to suppress the value of taxable supply in their GST or 3B returns. क्या ऑफिसर के पास कोई एविडेंस है, कोई डॉक्यूमेंट है? वो तो हमारे पास आया था ना. The officers have come to our place. He could have demanded everything. We have produced everything. Had it been the case that we were supposed to take the documents to his place of business, that was not the case. They have come to our place. It means that everything they have seen, nothing has been left. without evidence they are making an allegation that this is the suppression of taxable supply. This statement, it appears, is self-explanatory that learned officer without any evidence and on suspicion has made this unlawful allegation in spite of the fact that full audit of last 5 years was carried out at our place of business with our full cooperation, also creating a demand on tax on exempt supplies in violation of Section 9 of CGST Act 2017. We would like to ask few questions in respect of, accordingly, the taxpayer is liable to pay GST on differential value of exempt supply in both financial years. Can learned officer explain how the difference in reporting of exempt supply give rise to taxable supply? Valid question?
Yes.
Exempt supply के reporting में गलती होने से वो taxable supply कैसे बन जाएगा? How the learned officer arrive at the amount of demand? What is the rate of tax imposed and how the learned officer has derived the rates of taxes? All are valid question?
Yes.
Now at this stage, we are worried about following issues which may arise in future if we accede to demand on tax on exempt supply. Which document to generate tax invoice or bill of supply? Whether to treat the supply as supply of goods or supply of services? Whether to treat the supply as interstate supply or interstate supply? Which document to be used for payment of taxes, whether DRC 03 or 3B? Whether we can use ITC for payment of tax on exempt supply? Whether we will be eligible to avail any ITC related to this exempt supply? Hello. Any observation on this? All are valid questions. These questions are on law, not on technical. Now, immediately after receipt of GST audit memo dated this, we started drafting and submitted it by hand on 13th October 2020. This was wrong. Should not have been done. But speed post आया तो speed post से जाना चाहिए था. अब by hand है उसका acknowledgement है नहीं है पता नहीं. But on the same day we received a revised GST audit memo dated this. The learned officers fails to follow principles of natural justice raised again. Same 5 issues. अमन ने जो reply दिया उसका consider करे. The officer should have considered that reply, yes or no?
Yes.
He did not consider it and issued the revised GST audit memo. Therefore, the learned officer has failed to provide us the opportunity of being heard, or it has not followed the principles of natural justice. And क्या किया? वो सारे grounds फिर से raise कर दिए. अब देखिए क्या है. Tell me in income tax, can you revise your income tax return? Yes or no?
Yes.
You are allowed? Yes. If you revise the original return, can they question the amount which is appearing in annual original return and appearing in revised return? Yes or no?
No.
Yes. They can question it. वो स्कूटरी का नोटिस भेजते बोला सर इसमें ये एक ओरिजिनल रिटर्न में ये लिखा 139 सबसेक्शन 1 और 139 सबसेक्शन 5 के रिटर्न में ये लिखा. Why is this a difference? The same exercise I am doing this. Now let me tell you once again. If the officer wants us that 100% law in letter and spirit should be complied, we also want that this law should be complied by the officer in letter and in spirit. Is there anything wrong in it?
No.
चलिए अब देखिए हमने क्या क्या difference. One of the glaring differences in drafting the 2 GST audit memo is shown below. However, revised GST audit memo, he writes, however, ample of time has already been given to the taxpayer to provide the relevant documents since audit was conducted, but till date, no document in respect of difference between exempted and this. Nothing has been mentioned with regard to the production of documents. जब original GST audit memo तो document मांगा नहीं मांगा ये कुछ नहीं लिखा था, यहाँ लिख रहे हैं. क्यों लिख रहे हैं? Why they are writing? There is an ulterior motive. They want to extend the date of commencement of audit, yes or no?
Yes.
And they also want to tax the exempt supply since they have not received the documents, correct? क्योंकि उनको पता है कि exempt supply के ऊपर tax नहीं लग सकता. एविडेंस नहीं है उनके पास कि टैक्सेबल सप्लाई सप्रेस हुआ है. So they are saying that since you have not submitted the evidence, therefore we are treating this exempt supply as taxable supply. Correct? Hai?
Yes.
It seems that the learned officer has inserted this additional para in revised GST audit memo deliberately so that the demand for tax can be created on the basis of non-furnishing of relevant documents, and date of commission of audit can be extended to a later date. We are reproducing all communication with the department in the following table. ये notice आया वो सब हमने लिख दिया.
सर हैंड रिटन दिन वैलिड होता है?
हाँ होता है, अगर आप चेक कीजिए. हैंड रिटन दिन मैं इसलिए लिख रहा हूँ. Why I am writing hand written din? Let me explain. Because sometimes what happens that the handwriting is not correctly visible. We have to just find out for ourselves. हम लोग खुद तकलीफ करनी पड़ती है. आज tell me one thing. If you write something to the officer, he keeps on asking and asking you to explain me. करता है या नहीं करता?
Yes.
लेकिन ऑफिसर कुछ ambiguous language लिख दे तो हम लोग नहीं पूछते सर क्या लिखा जा समझा दो, because we are afraid. तो ये डर निकालना पड़ेगा आपको अपने मन से, तभी you can write it. So I am writing handwritten because I don't want handwritten din henceforth. करते क्या है, notice बनाया 27 तारीख को, they made a notice, drafted the notice and put the date on 27th, and next day they are generating a din. So they're cutting the date to 28 and handwriting that din. That is the wrong process. But that is the minor defect, you cannot raise that. But I am writing just to make sure that officers henceforth type it. In none of the above said notices, another set of document or information was demanded. And also, once the GST audit memo has been issued, the learned officer do not have further right to demand any documents or information. What I am trying to do? What I am trying to do? I am trying to curtail all the rights. Not language is curtail नहीं है, लेकिन मैं हिंदी में बोलता तो मैं नहीं चाहता कि ऑफिसर मेरे से फिर से अपने कोई नया नोटिस भेज दे. बस अच्छा कोई बात नहीं मांगा, अब मांग लेते हैं. Not to worry if I am not sent earlier, not sent any notice to demand. Now I will send since you have letter. So therefore I wrote, you do not have the, once you have sent the draft audit memo, you do not have the right to again ask the documents. Correct? Now, what I did, because the demand was too heavy, so again I will show. Look, इस वेबसाइट में आपको सब कुछ मिलेगा अगर आप अच्छा नोटिस का लिखना चाहते हैं. और इस पूरे वेबसाइट में जितने भी डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं, every document is read by me. और I have read and मैंने इसको समझाया भी है क्लासेस में. ये हमने सेंटर have issued a GST audit manual. This I opened this and I read this. It is almost 138 pages. I have read all of this and ये देखिए लिखा हुआ है. और इसमें I wanted to find out what is the process of conducting audit by the central authorities. And this is the process, stage-wise action for audit. This is the process. I wanted to know the officer that I know this process, whether you have followed this process or not, because these officers are answerable to the commissioner also. Correct?
Correct.
Now look. It seems that the learned officer has failed to follow the due process of section 65. The learned officer has also failed to follow instruction of GST audit manual issued by Center on 5th July 2019, and in particular para 2.7 stage-wise action for audit. The important points of stage-wise action for audit is given below. Now tell me, GST audit memo, क्या ये जो audit करने आए थे वो decide करते हैं या इनकी कोई कमिटी है वो डिसाइड करेगी कौन सा इश्यू रेज करना, कौन सा ड्रॉप करना है? तो इसमें लिखा हुआ है कि दे हैव मेड वन मॉनिटरिंग कमिटी मीटिंग्स. तो जो भी ऑडिट के फाइंडिंग्स हैं, दे विल अपलोड द ड्राफ्ट ऑडिट रिपोर्ट इन दिस एमसीएम मीटिंग विद इन 10 to 15 days. फिर एमसीएम ऑडिट पैरा को एग्जामिन करेगा. एमसीएम विल एग्जामिन द ऑडिट पैरा and within upload the minutes, uploading the minutes of the monthly monitoring committee within 24 hours, then final audit report within 30 days of the meeting. This is the process. Two GST audit memo. Is it possible? Hello? By reading the central GST audit manual, 2 GST audit memo is not possible. It means that the officer on their own have drafted this GST audit memo. और यह पहला वाला GST audit memo MCM में हुआ होगा. Second one, officers might they have done it on their own. We don't know. Therefore, we have reproduced this. Again, now look at the language of draft. We are worried as a God-fearing taxpayer whether we'll get justice or not, especially if false, unfounded, arbitrary, and unlawful accusations is leveled and tax is demanded without following the due process of law. We are even more worried that even after reply of GST audit memo, a revised GST audit memo on same day has been issued, raising the issue again, but with different grounds and accusations. We are in a flux that even after reply of revised GST audit memo, a third GST audit memo might not be issued. There should be end to any proceedings within given time as envisaged in GST law. This audit proceeding seems to be carried on indefinitely. We as a God-fearing and honest citizen feels harassed and is unable to carry on business peacefully. Your observations, please. आप बोलिए please. उससे मुझे भी motivation मिलती है कि हाँ आपको समझ में आ रहा है.
Sir, actually, if the assessing officer took away our systems and everything, then he asked us for the documents. Now, now how we can prevent, because our system is with us. Okay, he's asking, keep asking us the documents. Okay, now how we can provide and what can be solution?
No, you should write to the officer. You have taken all the system. We do not have any documents. All documents are in the system. You can check. If you want password, we can give. But first question is this: Ankita Jain ji, by which authority they took their system? Was there raid?
Actually, they just came for search or like
raid,
just
search,
for
section 67.
Yeah, this is we cannot say this is raid. Just they came for search and they freezed our document. They stayed there for 6-7 hours as a customer. Then they freeze our systems and they took away our system. Okay. Then they sent us notices.
No. Everything is farce here. मतलब by the way, जितना आप बता रहे हैं उससे मुझे तो यही लग रहा है. क्योंकि जब वो आपके यहाँ आए तो they showed you some any document?
No. Initially, they did not show any documents. Okay, they stayed there for 6-7 hours as a customer.
अच्छा.
Then they took, like this is a restaurant. Okay, so they stayed there and they took some bills from us, and then like they stayed again. They came.
Did they show their identity? Did they show their identity?
Then they show their identity, and they took from the billing, the software, the system.
Correct.
Okay?
What is
they took away?
एक मिनट जी. अब क्या INS 01 दिखलाया गया?
Nothing, sir. They just took away because the person.
What you should do? File an FIR that there is a डकैती हुई है हमारे यहाँ. कुछ गुंडे आए थे और वो अनऑथराइज्ड हमारा सिस्टम लेके गए.
Okay.
हाँ, तभी ये केस जितना आपने बताया मैं उसका सॉल्यूशन बता रहा हूँ.
Sir, I got it. Even if I will file, but they issued audit notice and they are asking some documents.
अंकिता जी, जब शुरुआत ही गलत हुई है, तो ऑडिट ऐसे ही क्वैश हो जाएगा.
Okay.
है ना? ये करना होगा. चलिए.
Okay.
एक केस मैं बता देता हूँ. हाँ, एक पार्टी के यहाँ रेड हुई और इसके चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट के यहाँ आए और इसका फोन रख लिया और चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट उसके फोन की रिसीट भी नहीं दी, कुछ भी नहीं दिया. ये सीधे एफआईआर किया. बोला सर कुछ गुंडे आए थे, there was some unsocial element which came and they took the phone away. This is the address और इसके against. पुलिस इनके यहाँ पहुंच गई. बोले कैसे ले लिया विदाउट अथॉरिटी, फोन वापस करना पड़ा. इनफैक्ट ऑफिसर सब भागते भागते इनके पास आ गए, भैया वापस ले लो, गलती हो गई. So you have to know your rights. So there are.
My question is that in that case, like this is based on the customer client, okay, how they can take mobile of chartered accountant because he is not having only one client, right?
मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, गलत हुआ ना. तो सॉल्यूशन क्या है? There are good officers. I think 90% are good officers, but 10% are bad officers. That you have to tackle it that way only. There should be end to any proceeding within given time as envisaged in GST law. This audit proceeding seems to be carried out in we as yeah. Now we are reproducing the same table here. Reply 5. ये GST revised GST audit में होगा. The above said table and its related para is full of paradox and is self-contradictory in many ways. The learned officer for the financial year 17-18 wishes to levy tax on exempt supply on the basis of differential amount appearing 3B versus 9, and in financial 19-20 he wishes to levy tax on exempt supply on the basis of differential amount in 1 versus 3B. Either he follows 3B versus 9 or he follows 1 and 3B for both the financial years. Correct hai? But it is therefore full of paradox and self-contradicting. The learned officer without evidence and without verifying the details in GST portal has treated entire outward supply appearing in GSTR1 as exempt supply. तो ऑफिसर ये जो 822 की फिगर आ रही है, ये देखिए मैंने आपको बताया था कैसे आ रही है. यहां हमने लिखा तो रेट्स ऑफ टैक्स एग्जाम B2B में एग्जाम सप्लाई की फिगर इतनी है, टैक्सेबल सप्लाई की इतनी, इसकी इतनी, B2C में इतनी टोटल किया तो ये टोटल आ रहा है 82298. अब इस 82298 में 290 एग्जाम सप्लाई है एंड ये पोर्टल में आसानी से देखा जा सकता है, लेकिन पोर्टल नहीं देख रहा, वो हमारे बुक्स देखना चाह रहे थे. ही वांट्स टू सी आवर बुक्स. what is the necessary to see the books if you are able to clearly see in the portal that this is the exempt supply 290393652 crore 90 lakh. I've written everything here. The learned officer without evidence and without verifying the details in GST portal has treated entire outward supply appearing GST1 as exempt supply. Look, we have paid taxes on outward supply and that can easily be verified from the GST portal. And if we have paid taxes on outward supply, then how can entire supply be treated as exempt supply? And also, and most important, differential amount appearing in different forms do not create tax on outward supply. This is in violation of section 9 and also article 265 of the constitution, which is read as under. No tax can be levied or collected except with the authority of law. अब देखिए, ये हमने फिर again difference बता दिया. The data of outward supply like taxable supply in B2B, B2C or exempt supply in B2B or B2C can easily be verified from the portal, but the learned officer has failed to do so in verifying these details before issuing revised GST audit memo or GST audit memo. For the kind perusal of the learned officer, we are providing the details of taxable supply and exempt supply in B2B, B2C, which can easily be verified from the GST portal. Exempt supply itna hai or taxable supply itna hai. Our submission. That proper procedure as provided in GST law has not been followed for conduct of audit, and moreover there are many deficiencies in the audit notice. The learned officer has failed to follow the instructions of GST audit manual. One of the lapses in conduct of audit is that audit is required to be completed within 3 months of the commencement of audit. The learned officer has failed to complete the audit within a specified period as given in substantive law section 65. Section 65 is reproduced below. In our instant case, डेट ऑफ कमेंसमेंट ऑफ ऑडिट 2 लिख दिया, डेट ऑफ इशुएंस ऑफ ऑडिट जीएसटी ऑडिट मेमो 2 लिख दिया, इशुएंस ऑफ जीएसटी ऑडिट मेमो इज आफ्टर गैप ऑफ 3 मंथ 24 डेज, यहां से यहां काउंट कीजिए, यहां से यहां, यहां से यहां, यहां से यहां, 4 मंथ्स 9 डेज, 1 ईयर 1 मंथ व्हिच इज मोर देन द प्रिस्क्राइब्ड पीरियड ऑफ 3 मंथ्स. एक्सटेंशन लेंगे तो 6 मंथ 9 मंथ्स and still our audit is not concluded. This is a clear case of overreaching of law by the learned officer. We have been subjected to 2 audits of last 5 years. First, by submission of document to your good office, and second, when your auditing conducted audit at our place of business, and thereafter no other document was called for. अब अगर आप तीसरा notice audit notice भेजेगा, then again we will challenge it. On the merits of the case, we have already submitted in reply that treating entire outward supply as exempt supply, not just, not proper, not valid. Prayer. In the light of the above reply and submission, it is requested before your good office to drop the all arbitrary demand and conclude the audit proceeding immediately without any further delay. In any case, it is prayed that opportunity of hearing may be granted to us. Now, अब आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे तो कहिए.
सर, ऑडिट नोटिस सर्व होना है या इश्यू होना है, और ऑडिट असेसमेंट ऑर्डर
नहीं, इश्यू और सर्व होना चाहिए, मतलब आपको मिलना चाहिए.
इवन असेसमेंट ऑर्डर भी.
असेसमेंट ऑर्डर क्या है?
मतलब ADT 02 वाला.
ADT 02 असेसमेंट ऑर्डर नहीं है, कंक्लूजन ऑफ ऑडिट प्रोसीडिंग्स है.
ओके. तो क्या वो भी सर्व होना चाहिए?
यस, सब कुछ सर्व होना चाहिए.
मतलब
इनकम टैक्स में देखिए, इनकम टैक्स में इश्यूड सर्व ये सब का कॉन्सेप्ट है. यहाँ पर जो GST में कॉन्सेप्ट है कम्युनिकेशन का है. कम्युनिकेटेड इज सर्व्ड, बट दे हैव नॉट यूज्ड द वर्ड सर्व्ड.
अच्छा, अभी जैसा 3 महीने का टाइम लिमिट है, 15 दिन वो लोग हमें देते हैं. समझो 2.5 महीने में ऑडिट कंप्लीट कर दिए विद डिफेक्टिव ADT 02. तो क्या हम रिप्लाई नहीं करें उसको, कुछ भी एक्शन नहीं लिया?
नहीं, रिप्लाई कीजिए,
हो जाएगा ऑटोमेटिक.
नहीं, रिप्लाई कीजिए. रिप्लाई नहीं करेंगे तो आप फिर हायर अथॉरिटी में यू कैन नॉट रेज दिस पॉइंट्स. यू हैव टू रिप्लाई.
इवन डिफेक्टिव नोटिस है तो भी?
यस, यू हैव टू पॉइंट आउट द डिफेक्ट्स.
और ये टाइम लिमिटेशन क्या है सर, और नोटिस सर्व करने की, ऑडिट नोटिस सर्व करने की टाइम लिमिटेशन कुछ होगी? मतलब 10 साल के बाद भी इशू तो नहीं कर सकेंगे ना?
नहीं, 10 साल का कैसे हो जाएगा? सेक्शन 74 की तो टाइम लिमिट है ना, 5 साल वाली.
IS है.
हाँ, 74 में जो टाइम लिमिट है दैट इज ऑफ 5 years.
ओके. फ्रॉम,
है ना, बिकॉज आफ्टर कंक्लूजन ऑफ ऑडिट they can do either 73 or 74. What is the time limit of 74? In fraud cases it is 5 years. So if they do, they cannot call for audit of last 10 years. 74 के टाइम लिमिट के ध्यान में रखते हुए ही they can call for the audit documents.
नहीं, मेरा मतलब है अगर 17-18 को कितने टाइम के बाद इशू नहीं कर सकते?
17-18 का ऑडिट कितने टाइम के बाद इशू नहीं कर
सकते? जैसे एग्जांपल
5 साल काउंट करना पड़ेगा आपको.
मतलब from end of financial year?
नहीं, from the due date of filing of annual return.
Okay.
17-18 का ड्यू डेट मुझे लगता है 2020 था, 2025 है, 2025.
ओके, तो वहां से और 5 साल.
यस.
ओके.
एनीथिंग
सर थोड़े क्वेश्चंस है सर जो मेंबर्स ने डाला.
अच्छा,
आप भी देख सकते हैं इसमें चैट बॉक्स में क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स में.
हाँ.
किरण मैडम, मैं पढ़ूं सर? आप पढ़ते सर?
पढ़िए आप
जी. किरण बिब्दा मैडम का एक क्वेश्चन डाली सर. वेदर टू गिव ए राइटिंग द नोटिस इज इनवैलिड बाय मेंशनिंग द सर्टेन grounds or not to given any reply?
No, you have to give reply. You have to give reply on if you want to raise any technical ground, law ground, or merit ground. If you want to raise all grounds, you should reply. Yes.
Sir, second question. एक unknown attendee है sir. Even if raise this point, they will issue fresh notice. Can they?
Yes, they can. They have the power. They have the power to issue the fresh notice. They can. But जो मैंने reply में बताया आपको, you have to frame the reply in such a way that they do not issue the fresh notice.
Sir, और एक question sir. सूर्यकला मैडम ने can notice for audit for 4 years be asked at once?
Yes.
Sir, और एक क्वेश्चन सर, उनका मैडम का इच्छा है. In case of no books case, how to reply were submitting of books?
No book case means I did not got it. No book case का मतलब क्या है?
Basically क्या होता है sir, for small SSA there is a provision in the Income Tax Act that there is no need to keep books of accounts on a permanent basis, but I think there is no such provision in the GST. There is no such exemption. Complete books of records is mandatory irrespective of any turnover liability or turnover limits. So many members, because we practice more in income tax, so up to 2 crore there is no mandatory to maintain books of accounts. 2 crores of turnover, there is no mandatory to maintain a proper set of books of accounts for small associates.
Achha, but I will tell you one thing. Look what happens. I know one case. Now suppose there is a taxable supply of 2.3 crore. This person has not taken registration. Now what? कैसे पकड़ेंगे इसको? There is a taxable supply of 2.3 crore. Not taken registration. GST में कैसे पकड़ेंगे बताइए?
Based on the GST one, what is filing and not.
नहीं दीपक जी ने रजिस्ट्रेशन ही नहीं लिया, तो GST 1 फाइल नहीं कर रहा होगा. अच्छा, मैं एक चीज इसको पूछने से पहले मैं एक चीज और बता दूं. इनकम टैक्स और जीएसटी में फर्क समझिएगा. well, it is income tax and GST. In income tax, if the officer demands any documents, then आप लेके जाते हैं 143 सबसेक्शन 2 स्क्रूटनी नोटिस में, वो लेके कहता है ना कि ये डॉक्यूमेंट ले आओ, ये ले आओ. इट मींस दैट यू आर गिविंग एविडेंस अगेंस्ट योरसेल्फ. करेक्ट है? When scrutiny notice come, क्या उस scrutiny notice में पहले से डिमांड रेज होता है? Yes or no?
No.
No. But in GST in 73 or 74, by issuing DRC 01, DRC 01 is said show cause come demand notice. It means what? They have evidence. उनके पास evidence पहले से है. You don't give evidence. They have their evidence in their, उनके पास पहले से evidence है. उस evidence के basis पे they will already create a demand. Now, how they have that evidence? Through audit, through raid. So first they have to collect evidence, then only they can do 73, 74. Now in this case, there is a taxable supply of 2.3 crore. Registration not taken. How to catch hold of? You cannot issue audit notice. The audit notice can be issued only to registered person. The only thing you can do 67 subsection 2 search. If you read search and seizure, any person can be raided. Sorry, any taxable person, if I am not wrong, any taxable person can be raided, and he has a taxable supply of 2.3 crore. तभी इसके अगेंस्ट कुछ हो पाएगा. अब इनके यहाँ रेड हो गई, अब इनसे वो डॉक्यूमेंट मांगेगा, तो अभी he cannot take the plea that books of accounts is not maintained. You were required to take the registration and maintain the books of accounts. But if the taxable supply is itself less than threshold, then again you cannot do anything. Any other question?
Sir, when a proper officer calls her on the phone and we ask that we want to meet you, just meet you, we are not sending you any notice, then what should we do? Like the client is like scared, I should go or not if they come to us. As in, should we represent the client or should we send the client? Because this is the problem with the small SADs, okay? Because once they receive any such calls, now they just get scared and they just.
I understand. I understand. What happened? I received one call from the inspector, and he said that come and meet me, come with these documents. What I said to him, give me in writing. He again repeated, I again said, give me in writing. He gave me in writing. And when he gave me in writing in the portal itself, he did not write the name. He did not write the designation. He did not sign it. I replied back on technical ground, there are many defects in this notice. Drop the proceeding. And my case was approved. You know why they are calling you.
But now all clients are not perfectly maintaining accounts and everything. Okay?
No, don't be afraid.
If they put red on us or anything, then.
No. Look, accounts are not maintained. Does the officer has the evidence?
No, right now he does not have anything, but the client
Just hold on. You have to change the way the practice is being done. Whenever inspector calls for any kind of thing or meeting, just ask him to give demand anything by writing, nothing else. अच्छा, you have received ASMT 10? मिला होगा, आप सभी को मिला होगा ASMT 10. ASMT 10 में वो लिखते हैं ना कि ये सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स लेके आ जाओ.
So till that I always received calls on the phone call. They directly call and they even say on the phone that don't bring your chartered accountant. Just you come to meet us.
No, this is wrong practice. Na? If you are following this practice, again, the inspector is making the law. The parliament has made, we are following the law made by the inspector. That is completely wrong. If the client is doing or any chartered accountant is doing, then that is wrong. We have to stop this practice and we have to educate every chartered accountants and the client also. We have to give him the confidence to the client that we are here, nothing will happen.
No, sir. What they say, we want to identify your identity. They are already registered. Okay. So they are we want to identify that you are the person in the your name is registration and everything. And
writing, madam, again, give me in writing. हम आएंगे. I will come, but give me in writing.
Okay, sir.
बस यही एक पोलाइट आंसर हो सकता है किसी भी फोन कॉल का. Yes, anything?
One more, sir, my practical experience is there that one client is there, okay? He never applied for GST registration, but he is having existing registration on the portal, the address, the phone number, the email address, nothing is of him, okay? This is completely fake registration and we cannot, how it is used, we cannot say, okay? Now he wants registration, that officer denied the registration because you are having existing registration. First of all, you complete all the filing and all these data, then we will issue the fresh, okay? But if to complete the existing registration, all the filing, it is there is a cost, okay? It will be the penalties and if everything, even if I file.
अंकिता जी will take it. अभी ये कुछ अलग ही कहानी है, हम लोग नोटिस पे स्टिक करते हैं ना. अच्छा, अब मैं एक नोटिस और आपको दिखाता हूँ. I'll show you one more notices. Just try to understand. You have to be very polite while answering and never educate the officer. Now this is the notice. Then is mentioned matter urgent. Is a matter urgent, ये सब डराने के लिए लिखा जाता है. Don't get afraid with this words. If you know the law, you will never be afraid. Verification of payments made by you through various DRC 03. Please refer to the above mentioned in this regard. This. Further, you are requested. This is signed by superintendent and again Sanjay. क्या जवाब देंगे? बताइए, क्या इसका रिप्लाई देंगे या नहीं देंगे? कुछ तो कह दीजिए. हाँ ना, चलिए. Is it a defective notice? Tell me.
सर ये नोटिस ही है क्या? फर्स्ट थिंग
ये
नोटिस है क्या?
लिखा हुआ तो नोटिस ही है.
वेरिफिकेशन ऑफ पेमेंट्स बोल रहे हैं.
हाँ, वेरिफिकेशन ऑफ पेमेंट्स मेड बाय यू. तो ये क्या कह रहा है? He is asking for details and supporting documents. He wants to find out why these payments are made through DRC 03 and he wants to bring the details. This is for interest or outward supply or reversal of ITC. These kind of things he wants to find out. Will you reply to it?
If we will not reply this, then what will happen? Because there is
no, you should reply. You should reply. But can you get it quashed on technical ground? ऐसे नोटिसेस आपको आए हैं, इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है. आए हैं ना? You must have received these kinds of notices. Yes or no? Look,
we have not.
This superintendent has not. अभी मैं बोलूंगा आपको याद आ जाएगा, आपको मिला होगा. This superintendent has not mentioned under which section he is asking for the documents. Ankita madam was saying on phone call he was asking for the documents, and here he is asking but in writing, but no section is mentioned. Under which section he has derived the power to ask for this document? Is there any section mentioned? Hello? No section is mentioned. Now, what should be the reply? I will show the reply. There are two ways of replying it. First, we'll ask the officer to please mention the section. So this is the notice, and this para, kindly let us know under which section of CGST this inquiry via this notice has been issued, so that the detailed reply can be made. Inquiry की spelling कहाँ से start हो रही है? ENQ. I से नहीं start हो रही है. I मतलब investigation, section 67 आ जाएगा. Therefore, I have not written INQI. I have written ENQIRY. Correct है? Now, does the officer, अब इसके बाद हुआ क्या? The officer started looking for the section. कौन सा section लिखेगा डॉक्यूमेंट मंगवाने के लिए? कौन सा सेक्शन लिखेगा बताइए? ASMT 10, सेक्शन 61, सेक्शन 61 में मंगवा सकता है? तो बोलिए. Section 61 में, by issuing SMT 10, can he call for documents or records? Yes or no? First, DRC 03 is not the return. Therefore, Section 61 में नहीं मंगवा सकता. अगर 3B versus 2A में, you must have received the notice of 3B versus 2A in SMT 10 that we are scrutinizing the difference. So, you must have received the notice asking for the reconciliation statement, correct? Yes or no? Hello. मैं एक चीज और दिखाना चाहता हूं, हम लोग कितनी मेहनत करते हैं ऑफिसर के लिए. ये जीएसटी ऑडिट मैनुअल जरूर से पढ़िएगा. अच्छा एक बात बताइए जी, आप ऑडिट में वो आपसे कहता है रिकंसिलिएशन बना के ले आओ? अरे हाँ या ना?
First point is this only. First, we need reconciliation.
First, they need reconciliation. Now, whether you are required to provide the reconciliation? Hello. Whether
I provide, sir. I don't know actually. Need to provide.
You read whole. Just hold on. You read whole GST audit manual. The officer will reconcile the data. You are supposed to give only those documents which you are required to maintain under Section 35. Nothing more than that. They attach this. Look, I will show you. ये देखिए, annexure GST AM, GST Audit Manual 1, अटैचमेंट करके भेजते हैं या नहीं भेजते हैं वो आपको? कहिए. अगर आप फिर से देखिए अपना ऑडिट नोटिस, उसमें वो अटैच करके भेजते हैं 1, ये उसको भरना चाहिए ऑफिसर को, लेकिन वो हमसे भरवाते हैं और हम लोग भरते हैं. The officer should fill it, but officer attached it as to us. This all other these information, all attachments are required to be filled by the officer, but they sent to us. वो हमें भेज देते हैं. ये देखिए कैसे उसको ऑडिट करना, एक एक चीज दिया हुआ है. GST M3, ये देखिए इसमें मिलेगा उसको, है ना, प्रॉफिट, ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट रेशियो, ये सब उसको खुद बनाना पड़ता है. ये रेशियो एनालिसिस ऑफ डेटाबेस. द ऑफिसर हैज टू डू इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट, टोटल टैक्स पेड थ्रू इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कैश लेजर, इनपुट कैश B divided by A/B to identify wrong availment. This exercise officer has to do, but we never question it. जो ऑफिसर कह दिया वही लॉ है और वही हम लोग मान लेते हैं क्योंकि डरते हैं या क्लाइंट साथ नहीं देता. मैं एक नोटिस और दिखा रहा हूं. अच्छा, मैं आपको एक बात बता दूं कि ये जो मैंने अभी आपको नोटिस दिखलाया था, जहां पर वो he was asking for documents, kindly let us know under which section CGST this inquiry by this notice has been issued so that detailed reply can be framed. कोई भी सेक्शन नहीं है, याद रखिएगा. There is no section under which the officer gets the power to demand any documents or information. There is no section except section 65, that is audit, except section 67, that is raid. except section 70, that is summon, and summon can be issued only when raid is being conducted, not otherwise. So if the officer thinks that I have issued ASMT 10 and I am demanding any document, and if documents are not produced, let me issue section 70, not possible. Summon he authorize ही नहीं करता. If you read the summon, I will make you read it. एक मिनट. The proper officer, again, the proper officer under this act shall have power to summon any person whose attendance he consider necessary either to give evidence or to produce a document or any other thing in any inquiry. क्या spelling है inquiry की? E से है या I से है? I से है. और I कहाँ है? I कहाँ है? Section 67 में. दिखलाता हूँ. पावर ऑफ इंस्पेक्शन सर्च एंड सीजर. ये इसके दो पार्ट है, सबसेक्शन 1 सबसेक्शन 2. यहाँ पर जो अभी कौन अंकिता मैडम बोल रही थी, आया देखा, आया देखेगा और चले जाएंगे, कुछ लेके जा ही नहीं सकते, उनके पास पावर ही नहीं है. उनके पास पावर फ्रॉम वेयर दे विल डिराइव पावर, दे विल डिराइव पावर फ्रॉम सेक्शन 67 सबसेक्शन 2 व्हेन दे हैव रीजन टू बिलीव that any goods is liable to confiscation. It means that if suppose they come as a customer and they find that there is a suppression of taxable turnover, then they will issue INS 01 and then they can take the or confiscate any documents or books or things. This is the process. I think that process has not been followed. एक और नोटिस डिस्कस करें. दिस इज सस्पेंशन ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन. सस्पेंशन का रजिस्ट्रेशन तो आया होगा ना आपके पास. हैव यू रिसीव्ड? हेलो. हमेशा रहता था. मैं कोई मुझे डांट नहीं पा रही थी, सिर्फ मस्ती के लिए डांटती थी. अरे रे, कौन बोल रहा भैया?
Yes, sir, we received suspension notices.
है ना? अब देखिए इसका सस्पेंशन नोटिस. ठीक है. I will show this notice. We first received, this client first received ASMT 10 for scrutiny of return, and look, he has not asked for any documents. He just wanted to 2A versus 3B किस फाइनेंशियल ईयर का 1920 का. ठीक है. इसके बाद इसने REG 31 इशू किया, शो कॉज नोटिस फॉर कैंसिलेशन ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन, कि एक्सेस ITC क्लेम किया है. ऑब्जर्वेशन में ये लिखा, ये भी गड़बड़ है. इसने एज पर डॉक्यूमेंट एज पर प्रिस्क्राइब्ड फॉर्म इसने इशू नहीं किया. दे हैव नॉट इशूड इन द प्रिस्क्राइब्ड फॉर्म. देन व्हाट टू रिप्लाई मेड? What is the ground of suspension?
Not filing returns properly, matlab like irregular returns and you are
excess ITC availment.
Excess ITC availment. If you see the ground of suspension, one of the ground is there is a significant anomaly. ये है, मैंने यहाँ लिखा है, मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. नहीं रुकिए, ये वाला नहीं है, ये वाला है. फिर वो दिखाऊंगा मैं आपको. ये देखिए ASMT 10 का नोटिस आया, ये है. ये देखिए इतना सारा कुछ मांग रहा है, अकाउंट्स ऑफ इनवर्ड सप्लाई, ये सब. ही डज नॉट हैव द अथॉरिटी टू आस्क फॉर एनी डॉक्यूमेंट्स इन सेक्शन 61. इफ यू रीड सेक्शन 61 you will find out. This is section 61. You will not find anything. What they can ask for the explanation. And with explanation, if you voluntarily want to submit any document, it is your choice, but you are not required to submit any document. So whenever we have received the notice of mismatch between 3A versus 2B, we have just written the law point of that. We have never submitted any document. So he was asking for these documents. और इसने हर फाइनेंशियल ईयर 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20 every year they have issued, and then they issued DRC 01A, and in 1A we wrote he is asking us to reverse 10,54,185 rupees credit. Nexus ITC claim, but as per portal it was only 9,81,000. Now, which rule or section requires matching of ITC? Tell me. Please tell me, which rule or section requires matching of ITC in financial year 17-18?
No matching.
17-18, when was the matching concept introduced?
Maybe around October 19, I think.
It was introduced on 9th October 2019, correct?
Yes.
मैंने कहीं लिखा है. First I wrote Rule 36 sub rule 4 is itself being challenged in the high courts because there is no parent provisions in GST law, correct? Now they have inserted parent provisions in GST law under section 16 subsection 2 double clause A, double A, जहां पर they have written matching. लेकिन for 36 sub rule 4 there was no parent provision. Am I correct? So ये हमने पहले लिख दिया कि बाई चांस 36 सब रूल 4 को ही चैलेंज करना हो हाई कोर्ट या सुप्रीम कोर्ट में, तो हमने पहले ये पॉइंट, वी हैव ऑलरेडी रेज दिस पॉइंट एट दिस स्टेज, देयरफॉर आई कैन रेज दिस पॉइंट इन हाई कोर्ट आल्सो, that after perusal of 36 sub rule 4 which required that ITC should be as per eligible ITC as appearing in 2A as per rule 36 sub rule 4 with effect from 9th October 2019. A taxpayer can avail ITC 1.2 times of eligible ITC. Then what officer is doing? Officer is asking me to reverse ITC, 100% reversal of ITC. But on 9th October 2019, how much ITC I could have availed? 1.2 times. From then they have changed from 1st January 2022, 1.10 times. Then from 1st January 2021, 1.05 times. Correct?
Yes.
Now what I did, I made a table. Financial year 17-18, July to March, there was no requirement of matching of ITC with GST at 2, and therefore we have rightly availed as ITC as per the provisions of GST law. October 19 में आया तो taxpayer can claim 1.2 times. फिर January 22 में they have changed the amended it 1.10 times. फिर this 1.10 times, 1.05 times. Correct? After writing all this, I made this how much excess ITC as I have claimed percentage wise. Then I took out the average. Now what is the average? Average it comes to 5.14%. Is this claim of excess ITC on an average of 5.1% is a significant difference or anomaly? Hello?
No.
नहीं है ना, 20% ऑलरेडी अलाउ कर रहे थे, फिर 10%, फिर 5%, 20, 10 और 5 का भी मैं एवरेज निकालूं तो भी नहीं है, ये हमने लिखा है। इसके बाद REG 31 में सस्पेंड किया हुआ था, इसका नोटिस हमने लिखा, और वो जो हम द रिप्लाई विच आई हैव शोन यू, ये देखिए रूल 21A2A or such other analysis as may be carried out show that there are significant differences or anomalies indicating contravention of the provisions of the act or the rules made there leading to cancellation of the registration. ये हमने पॉइंट लिखा, फिर then I again made this table and asked him to revoke suspension. Revoke हो गया because law was on our side. Correct है? I will show you another notice. This notice. 1920, he has claimed excess ITC to the tune of 28%. कितना excess लिया था? 28%. अब बताइए मेरे को. Can I write that significant difference anomaly ground? Can I take that ground where excess ITC claimed for this client was 28%? Yes or no? No, I cannot take. Why I cannot? Because 28% तो significant difference है. तो हमने कुछ अलग लिखा. What we wrote, I will let you know. Before that, there was one case law judgment, High Court, Supreme Court, registration in GST, Madras High Court, recent judgment, restoration of cancellation judgment, 31st January 22, TVL Sugna Katpi Center versus this. If you see, there are hundreds of writ filed, and they've clubbed all the writ. So many writ. And what they have written, that suspension should be the last resort. Cancellation of registration should be the last resort. If they want to, before cancelling or suspending, they should try to recover the amount by issuing DRC 01, DRC 07. If all this fail, then you have a choice of blocking of credit, attachment of bank account, but not cancellation. If you cancel it, then right to carry on trade is infringed. The constitutional right is infringed. तो ये था. तो हमने इसमें देखिए क्या लिखा. Our suspension, our submission. The suspension of registration is not as per law and not desirable for the society. Suspension cancellation should be resorted to as a last resort where all other tax recovery mechanism fails. Suspension cancellation is required only if there is a case of fraud or willful misstatement, and this is not the case which is alleged in any of the notice issued, whether ASMT 10 or REG 31. Further, due to claim of excess ITC due to mismatch, provisions of suspension or cancellation of registration cannot be issued since all the provisions of matching of invoices were already suspended with effect from 1st July to the. एक circular आया था ना जहां पर matching suspend था, section 42 suspended था. अब ये वाला जो केस था वो हमने यहाँ पर लिख दिया और सस्पेंड को रिक्वेस्ट किया सस्पेंशन हटा लिया जाए और वो हट भी गया. तो आई थिंक मेरे साइड से बहुत सारे नोटिसेस है मेरे पास, लेकिन आई डोंट हैव मच टाइम. From all over India, I have many notices, but time भी नहीं है. दीपक जी, anyone who want to ask any question? Please.
Sir, ये थोड़े physical questions है sir.
हाँ बोलिए.
This has been instance that GST inspector calls the client and asks whether they have filed a GSTR 3B returns or not. So whether to reply on call or ask them to send a right letter.
ठीक ठीक ठीक. नहीं, इंस्पेक्टर इसके लिए कॉल कर सकता है. तो आप बता दीजिए हाँ या ना में, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, क्योंकि 3B का रिटर्न GSTR 1 फाइल हो गया. If the GSTR 1 is filed, then GSTR 3B must be filed. Therefore, you have to answer it. You can answer it verbally because you are not giving any documents, etc. हाँ.
Sir, और एक question Faninder sir है. Can we claim ITC on vehicle used for good delivery in trading business department issued notice to pay the ITC claimed on such vehicle?
Now, if it is a goods vehicle, you can claim the ITC. But yes, if it is a passenger vehicle and you are carrying goods in it, you cannot claim ITC. First, it should be a goods vehicle. Then you can claim. Next.
Sir, actually the person is registered on e-com portal and under section 194 TDS is deducted by the and it is deposited on GST. Okay, 1%, and now he is claiming refund because he is not, his GST liability is not that much. Now the partial they approved and partial they disapproved. Okay, and we opted for not for appeal whatever the disapproved amount, but this does not credit it back to our credit ledger. Now what the option we are having? Like should we file now appeal option? We did not opt for appeal.
You are claiming refund of TDS.
Yeah, what that TDS deducted by e-com like Amazon on the Amazon portal they are
Okay.
registered.
That is TCS. That is
Okay,
TCS.
they are yeah, TCS. Sorry.
Okay,
TCS.
they are TCS.
1%
And
they are deducting on total payments. Okay, now they are claiming refunds. Okay,
why
the
they are
partial
claiming
they
refund?
approve
Why they are claiming refund?
because the GST liability is not that much and their turnover is very huge. Like in a month,
They are dealing in. They are dealing in what?
In mobile phones.
Supply of goods.
Where margin are very, yeah, it's goods.
The supply of goods, registering in e-commerce operator, the registration is compulsory.
Yes,
As per
sir.
section
They are
24.
having registration, okay, and it is, yeah, it is crediting to their ledger also, but they are opting for the, like, it's not like there's an option to claim refunds. Okay, so they are claiming refunds, and partially it is approved also. But the disapproved amount, like partially they are like there is a refund of 10 lakh rupees and 5 lakhs they approved and 5 lakh they are disapproved. Okay, so there is an option.
TCS amount goes to cash ledger.
Yes, correct. Cash ledger.
Cash ledger refund can be made at any time.
Yes, correct.
Suppose cash ledger is 10 lakh and their outward supply is very less, 2 lakh only.
Yes. Okay.
So they are claiming refund of rupees 8 lakh balance amount.
Correct.
यही तो हो रहा है.
Sir,
तो वो मना क्यों कर रहे हैं? वो मना क्यों
no,
कर
sir,
रहे हैं?
that your ITC is not matching. You are, like, I mean that your ITC, we are not able to reconcile. We submitted our
Cash,
replies also.
To claim refund from cash ledger, there is no need to match the ITC. So you have
But
to
they
raise
are asking, they are saying that you
No,
are not
then
paying your taxes properly, so we are disapproving.
No. Then you submit the law. Why they are saying only on the basis of assumptions and presumptions, they cannot write anything and say anything. You have to give the proper reply as per law.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay.
Next question.
Sir, hello.
Yes.
Sir, Vijaya Nizam sir, can we claim ITC between the dates of issuing notice for the suspension and reconvention of the suspension?
Yes.
And Priyanka madam, a draft order received to pay the GST ITC taken from the credit not appearing in a 2A and GST number cancelled of supply party. What can be done? Should we pay and penalty is also asked to be paid?
किस फाइनेंशियल ईयर का है प्रियंका जी? फाइनेंशियल ईयर देखिए whether you are required to match the ITC or not with 2A or 3. If it is required, then check 1.2 times. Again, you quote that Madras High Court judgment. You cannot cancel it. चलिए और किसी को कुछ कहना है?
सर, सप्लायर ने R1 फाइल नहीं किया, तो अब 2A 2B में एज ऑन डेट क्या रिप्लाई करेंगे उसका?
एक बार फिर से कहिए.
सप्लायर ने डेटा R1 फाइल नहीं किया,
तो रिसिपिएंट का क्वेश्चन है.
मैं 25 कर रहा हूँ, सप्लायर मेरे सप्लायर ने
वही कह रहा हूँ. फिर रिसिपिएंट ने
मैं रिसिपिएंट हूँ, तो उसने फाइल नहीं किया, तो मेरे 2A 2B में क्रेडिट नहीं आया.
करेक्ट. किस फाइनेंशियल ईयर का है?
लेटेस्ट समझो.
लेटेस्ट में तो नहीं लेटेस्ट अगर लेटेस्ट है तो 2B के साथ मैच होना चाहिए. 1 जनवरी 2022 से from with effect from 1st January 2022 they have inserted a clause of AA section 16 subsection 2 clause AA substantive provision है. It means matching has to be done. If it is not appearing in 2B, you cannot claim the credit.
So what should we do? Should we file FIR against the supplier, and that we are having only that criminal proceedings, right?
No, civil proceeding in the lower court. Civil proceeding in the lower court.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes. बताइए.
The notice is for financial year 1920 where 2A matching is required. So the credit is not appearing in 2A, and the GST number of the supplier is cancelled.
No, you have to you quote that Madras High Court judgment and said that the cancellation of registration should be the last resort and you have to revoke it. जो रिवोकेशन का जो टाइम लिमिट है, एक मिनट, the time limit of revocation is I think 3 months. You have to apply within 3 months. If you read that judgment, then they have said that this 3-month time limits will not apply. The government has to change this law, and in any case, no cancellation should be allowed because it is an infringement of constitutional right to carry on the trade.
The number of the supplier is cancelled. मतलब my client
अच्छा, ये है.
pay the amount of credit taken with interest and penalty.
Okay.
For excess credit taken not appearing in 2A.
Okay. In such case, you have to quote the judgment of Calcutta High Court and various other. I will show you the judgments. The judge, GST ITC. You have to quote this judgment. If supplier not paid tax till the credit is available, Madras High Court, and ITC available, supplier registered cancelled, Calcutta High Court, LGW Industries.
But will the officer consider this judgment?
Officer might not consider, but you have to put it in the reply.
Definitely, officer will not consider, but you need to cite.
So that means, should I tell the client to pay the amount with interest and penalty?
Never.
No.
Let the officer issue DRC 07.
Okay.
And how can penalty be levied if it is a question of law? No penalty can be levied on question of law. Only on the question of fact, there is suppression of terminal document missing, invoice missing, then only penalty can be levied. So what will happen, I will tell you, in one of the case we are doing that. We ask the officer to issue DRC 07. If I pay through, if we reverse it because of DRC 07, and if we go for appeal in Commissioner Appeal, and Commissioner Appeal allows my appeal in our favor, then I can reclaim it. Okay. But if I reverse it through DRC 03, then the credit is lost forever.
Okay. So I should wait for the DRC 07.
No, first you reply and quote this case and try to solve at the officer's level. If the officers will not agree, let him not agree, let him issue DRC 07. And put the point, if it is a question of law, no penalty can be levied.
Okay, question of law, no penalty can be.
Yes.
I think we need to, sir, it's already 8:25.
No.
Any more questions from your side?
एक इशू डिस्कस कर लेता हूं ताकि मैं ये चाह रहा था आप लोग से कि आप लोग सभी लोग, क्योंकि मुझे पता भी रहेगा, हम लोग मैं आपके टच में गूगल मैप में इफ यू सर्च टैक्स बाय केके, आई होप एवरीवन एग्रीज, सी इफ यू कैन रेट मी, जस्ट सर्च टैक्स बाय केके like this in Google map, or you can write this tax by KK GST expert in this way, then it will come. ये आ गया, यहाँ 184 रिव्यूज है, यहाँ पर आप क्लिक करके राइट ए रिव्यू कर दीजिए. It is better if you can write that your name is this, you are a chartered accountant from this place, and with your photograph, then it will be very helpful for me. Deepak ji, thank you so much, and to each and every participant. Sir,
thank you so much, sir, for making a very good session interactive. I request the office to share the virtual certificates.
Sir, एक annual return का seminar हो जाए.
Other participant, please stop, mute yourself. Santosh, please share the certificate. Thank you all the participants for attending this conference webinar, and also thank you CS Kaushal Kumar sir for addressing today's seminar on one of the important GST, which is an ongoing topic always, and all the issues members have raised. Thank you all for making it an interactive session. Santosh, any problem in sharing?
Sir, no sir, no sir.
Please share the screen.
Sure sir.
This small appreciation certificate from on behalf of Hyderabad branch, please accept it, sir. Humble request. Thank you, members, for making this session. Thank you, members, for making this an interactive session.